Hi guys, it's Ismail from Zanko Jewelers and I'm back with another short review for yet again another undervalued Patek Philippe. This one in particular is the Patek Philippe Grand Complication 5236P. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, with this 5236P, I would like to talk about the aesthetics. I think out of all the Grand Complications that we've reviewed, this one is by far the cleanest looking. And by that, I mean it's quite simplistic in the way that it looks, at least from afar. Now, when you come a bit closer, you'll actually see that there is a satin brushed finish on the blue, which I think is astonishing. The only other Grand Complication that we've had before that has a satin brush finish is the 5373P, but they've done it with this blue that has a gradient from light to dark on the outer side near the retort, which I think again is very understated, but it definitely catches eyes, especially when the sunlight or any light is shining on the dial. Now, what makes it so clean, I would say, is the inline perpetual calendar. Now, on the top or the 12 o'clock of the dial, it has the day, date and month, and then to balance that out with a bit of roundness on the 6 o'clock of the dial is the moon phase with two indicators next to it, one showing the leap year and one showing the day and night indicator. So all in all, there is a lot of function for a watch that is relatively thin and also very simple. To add to the technical prowess of this watch and to keep it in line with other platinum watches produced by Patek Philippe is the fact that it's made in a platinum case. Now, this always features the diamond at the 6 o'clock right at the bottom of the case, which I always find a really cool feature for platinum watches. You'll find on both sides of the case, on the right and left, pushers for you to change the functions of the watch, being the day, date, month, leap year and moon phase. The watch also has gold applied hour markers and is finished very tightly with leaf-shaped hands. Now, when you flip this watch over, you'll see what powers all the functions of this watch, which is the Patek Philippe Caliber Movement 31260 PSQL. That features, as mentioned before, the perpetual calendar. One cool thing to note about a perpetual calendar is that you won't have to set it until the year 2100, which is exactly what this watch will do as long as it's wound. The micro rotor movement has a power reserve of 48 hours, which I think for a Grand Complication is quite substantial, as typically you wouldn't wear this watch for a daily piece, but rather something for occasions. I think if you were to wear a daily, then you would taper it down to an annual calendar, possibly a 5205G or something similar along those lines for a daily wear, and this just to smarten up the occasion a bit. In terms of the design for this watch, it comes in at 41.3 millimeters for the case size and around 11.7 millimeters in case thickness, which is very slim. So it would pretty much suit any formal occasion that you might have to wear this watch, as it can fit under a cuff. The case features satin brush flanks and a polished bezel, which adds to the contrast of the watch. Having something quite simple against the satin brush finish on the dial adds for a nice contrast without overpowering the watch at all. Now, with the price of this watch and why I think it's so undervalued is the fact that from Patek Philippe, it comes in at around £121,000 to buy direct from the retailer. On the secondary market, however, we would be selling this watch for £75,000, so that's a huge saving. There's some similarities to perhaps a 5270P, which is also another perpetual calendar Grand Complication, where you're looking at savings of around £50,000 to £60,000. If you were to ask me if it's worth buying something with that much of a discount, then I would 100% say yes. Now, there's not many watches in this price range that feature the craftsmanship and finishing that Patek Philippe have with their watches, and holding these watches, you can always kind of tell compared to other brands where the difference in quality is. I think the Patek 5236P is definitely for a refined collector, someone who definitely appreciates the Grand Complications made from Patek Philippe, but just in general Grand Complications. And the reason I think it's for a specific collector is because it's not loud, it's not going to get you all the attention that you're looking for having a Patek Philippe. It's actually the opposite. It's very understated, it's very underlooked, and that means you can kind of fly under the radar with a very impressive watch on your wrist. So if you were to ask my personal opinion and my concluding thoughts on this 5236P, I would say that it's definitely amazing value for money, And if you do want to fly under the radar and go for watches that I think Patek specialize in, which is something like this, then get in contact with us at Zanko Jewelers. Our link will be in the description, or just visit our socials and we'll have the handles here. And as always, remember to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Grand Complication Pateks on the channel.